Hey guys, it's Kip here from KDC Marketing, and in today's video I want to talk about how to set up your site styles in Wix Studio because some of this has changed recently, and I want to give you a few tips on how you can get the most out of setting up your fonts in particular so that you can make your website production even faster when you set this up at the beginning. So this is the site styles panel over here on the left hand side inside of Wix Studio, and it has a couple of different things that are very important to your website. So it has colors, and these act like the theme colors of your website, so we'll talk about these. It has typography, which are the fonts that you are using throughout your website, and the text styles, so the headings and paragraphs. And then it has the max width, which is how wide your website will go. And then page transitions. So we'll talk about each of these. And I want to start with the typography actually, because this is where the most tips exist in my mind. So if you want to change your heading styles all at one time, instead of going in one by one like this and editing each one, you can edit the entire font up here. You can change the font. So let's just change it to Proxima Nova for our headings. And so that updates all of our headings at the same time. And then for paragraphs, same thing. If I want to change this to a Roboto, bold, then that's going to update. And let me find a more bold font here, like Poppins Black. So our headings are a bit bolder than our font. And then we change this again to something more light. So let's do Montserrat here. So you can change the fonts all at one time, and you can kind of see them changing over here in real time. But the other thing you're going to want to do is, after you have your font selected, you're going to want to go into your different paragraph styles, and you're going to want to set up this scale text. So if you don't know what this is the min max, and so what this is saying is it'll scale the text on the different devices. So your paragraph 1 will actually scale on the different devices that it's on. So let me show you an example of this. So let's go ahead and add a paragraph 1 here to this section. And right now this is set to 18 pixels, but if I go to mobile, let's see here, pull up my design panel, and this is paragraph 2. So let's grab our paragraph 1, which is set to scale, and you can see the min max isn't set here. So if I go to my tablet and then to mobile, the text gets really tiny, you can't even read it. And so if you don't set this here in the site styles, then you're going to have to set it every single time you have a new paragraph 1. You're going to want to set the min max. So I highly recommend going in and setting these styles here. So I like to keep them the same. So if it's 18 on desktop, I like to keep it 18 throughout. Same with paragraph 2 and paragraph 3. I like to be actually at 14 and then 14 here. So what that does is, now when I go to my different devices, it's always going to be 18 pixels, whether I'm on tablet, mobile, or desktop. So you don't have to set that every time. And you can see over here in my design panel that min max is pulling through because I have it set in my site style. So that's a really important thing to do. It'll save you a ton of time. And one thing I actually like to do is, for paragraph styles, I actually just like to turn this off because I know they're going to be the same size, and that way I don't have to mess with the min max. So I turn these off for my paragraph styles, and then for headings I go in and I do configure every single heading so that it's the right pixel size, and then I do set in my min and my max here one time at the beginning so that everything is good to go for my heading 2, and then I would do my heading 3 at 40 pixels and set my min max here to be something like 24. I mean, my max is 48, or so. You can kind of set these up however you want, but I would actually go in and set up all these headings. And I like to use an 8 pixel grid here, for at least for desktop. So 56, 48, 40, 32, 24, and then 20. So the last one kind of only is four pixels down. So you would just go in and configure each of these like so, and then set your min max. Okay, so you'd go through and do that for every single heading, and then the paragraph, turn off the scale text, and then let's get into colors a little bit here. So colors are really important as well, because they are what drives the website, and you have a theme usually that you want to work with, and so your theme colors will show up here. And so these are the colors we were just looking at in our site styles, and you have a lot of options here. You can rename these, and you can edit them and do lots of different things. So it's telling me that's a site that might already be used, so I might not be able to delete that. But for example, let's say this is the main accent and this is the secondary accent. So I can rename this color. I can also edit the color. So if I need to change the color, I can do hex code or RGB, HSB. I usually use hex code. So I can change this color and then click apply, and then it will update. And then I can also add colors over here from the design panel. So if I want to add a theme color directly from here, like maybe an orange color, then I can apply and it will show up in my site styles, which is pretty cool. So I could just name this something like orange or whatever I want. And then you can also add colors here that are one-off colors. They're not in your design panel, not in your site style, sorry, but you can also add other colors here if you want to use those. They just won't show up in the site styles. And then max width is just the width of the website, so it won't go beyond 1600 pixels, the design elements that you have. So for example, this header here does not have max width applied, and this footer does not have max width applied, but this hero section does have the max width. So if you want to set a different max width from the default, which is 1600 pixels, you can set it here so that all the different sections where that applies will have that same number. And so I think it's it's kind of a mix on what you want to do. Sometimes you have some sections that look better without max width applied, some look better with it applied, so it's totally up to you. And you want to test it, you want to drag your device on bigger and just kind of see how things look in order to get the best fit for you. But yeah, max width is another place this is something else that you can configure from your site styles. And then page transitions, I don't really use these, so I don't know what the out and in is, so you'll have to test that and see. But the last thing is just that you can save these site styles to a library. So you can save them as their own library, or you can import from another library. So you can see here where I have colors and text styles from these other website libraries that I've created. So you can import from a library, or you can save the ones that you have as a library so that you can use them on other websites. So I hope you found this video helpful. There's been some changes, like I said, recently to this, and so just wanted to go over some of the new changes. And I think the biggest takeaway is just getting these text styles right from the beginning, and configuring the scale text and getting that right will save you so much time instead of having to go in and change these text elements every single time you're trying to change something on tablet and mobile. So it is worth it to set these up from the beginning and get them right, because they affect your entire web design project, and they keep making these the site style section better and better, and easier to update. I love how you can just update the fonts here all at one time and different things like that. So I hope you found this video helpful, and I will see you in the next video.